Hey, this is Mike. I'm in North Myrtle Beach visiting Judd Kuhn Chevrolet. Awesome dealership, by the way. And I'm checking out a 2015 Chevy Colorado. And this is a two-wheel drive crew cab with the V6. So we're going to check it out. Before I do, I just want to mention I'm going to be a contributor on a new website. It's called motormentor.com. That's motormentor.com. I'm going to leave a link in the description so you can check it out. And it's going to be a really good resource, I think, for a lot of people, because other channels like YouTube and places, sometimes it gets a little distracting because there's a lot of other videos and S&G stuff. And if you're trying to do research, the motormentor.com is focused only on automotive research and information. So I'm going to be a contributor there. So check it out. Let me know what you think. And here we go. So the Chevy Colorado has been a very popular truck in the 2015 year model. There's a lot of buzz when it first came out, and I don't know, just going to show you, this is the only one that Judd Kuhn has, and they are a awesome dealership. They get vehicles all the time, so the Colorado has been a little bit scarce because of everybody, you know, buying them up. But 17-inch aluminum wheels, painted silver, and then you've got the Goodyear Wrangler tires on there. See if I can get you a profile shot with the crew cab. Plenty of room there in the back. I'll show you that in a second. We're going to check out everything on this truck. So, four-wheel disc brakes. Really like the fact that it's a crew cab. That's it's a smaller truck. It's not a full-size truck like some of these over here, which gives you a, you know, easier to get in and out of, better gas mileage, that kind of stuff. But then you know, you're skimping on room sometimes. But this, having the crew cab, you know, kind of compensates for that. So up here we have the reflector halogen headlights for the high and low beams, as well as the fog lights. Got some chrome trim there popping out of the black grille. Really cool contours on the Colorado, the way the fenders kind of flare out a little bit to it just looks good to me. Okay, so let's take a look on the passenger side to start off with. Pretty much everything black except for this metallic accent there, and not really a bunch of soft to the touch things in this because it's a truck, I guess, but you do have some really convenient storage pockets there on the door, and you also have a bottle holder. And one of the things about trucks, if it's like, you know, you're going to use it possibly for, you know, moving and carrying stuff, possibly for work, the interior with the hard plastics, they are very easy to clean, as well as they're durable. Now, it's not like the old days where hard plastics typically meant they're going to fade or break or something like that. Modern plastics are extremely durable and fade resistant. So this is all quality stuff. Just because it's hard plastic doesn't mean it's quality, is what I'm getting at. Okay, so here's the cloth seats. Black cloth seats with some textures here in the center, a little bit of a grippy texture in the center, plus you have some white accent stitching there around the edges of the seats. Very mild bolstering around the sides to accommodate for different size people, and also ease of getting in and out of the truck. Manual adjustments here and there, and the seat is pretty much all the way back, and you can see, let me just double check that. No, I got plenty more room. Look at that. Yeah, got plenty of room. So we'll see how that diminished the room in the back. But man, that's a tremendous amount of room when you put the seat back. Before we go any further, I gotta check out the glove compartment. Okay, so pretty standard there. Plastic, hard plastic on the inside, but pretty decent amount of space. It does have a handle there in case you need help getting in the truck. Plus, of course, you could put side steps on it if you want. All right, the privacy glass on the back and on the sides of the back. Okay, so here's the inside of the crew cab door. Check it out. Plenty of headroom. Okay, so even with the seat all the way back, like as far back, you're like 7 feet tall on the front, you still have some leg room. So it's not really, you know, like massive truck level leg room, but it's, you know, it's pretty decent. So I guess both of these seats are pretty much all the way back. So give you an idea of how little the leg room can be in the back. So let's go ahead and put the seat up to a more normal position. That's about, I guess, kind of normal. Okay, so now we're looking at some serious room there. You know, I could definitely sit back there comfortably without my knees. Let's try that. Okay, so I'm 6 feet tall and my knees barely, if I push them straight ahead, they touch. But other than that, there's about 1 inch or so room. So back here we have a couple USB ports, really handy for charging stuff. And then you have the power supply and then a little pocket down here. And some tap lights so you can have a quick reading light. And you've got your handle up here in case you're doing some off-road conditions, you need to hold on or something. I like the height of this truck. It's not too low to where I'm like, you know, having to climb out. So let me lift this seat up here. So you can see we'll have a little bit of storage space under the seat there, and we're gonna go around to the other side and see what other more storage space on the other side. Since this is a 60-40 split seat, it has storage space on both sides. But before we do that, we'll check out the back. There's the single exhaust. Really cool steps on both sides of the bumper. So literally you can just step right there and jump right in the back of the truck. Another cool thing is, check this out. It just lowers down softly. So there's no slamming. Plus it's assisted going back up. So literally I just take my foot, put it right there, grab right there, and I can jump right in the back of the truck. Not really gonna do it right now because I got the camera in my hand, but that's, you know, as easy as it can be. Now this one has the plastic bed liner. You can get a spray-in bed liner, of course. It is a locking tailgate. Since the tailgate's removable, you don't want anybody stealing it. You got a backup camera there, which we'll check out on the inside. 7,000 pound towing capacity, up to anyways. There's your towing package with your 7 and 4-way plugs here. Take a look under the truck. See the spare tire and stuff. Let's take a look here. Pretty big door. Fuel doors on the driver's side, which I prefer. And then you have the cap with this little tether, and the tether has a little resting spot here to keep it away from your paint so it doesn't scratch it. All right, let's take a look on this side. And I like the way they have the little pockets in the back as well as the front and the doors, so everybody needs some storage space, especially when you get in the truck. And when you swing the door out, it's easy to go ahead and put whatever in your hand right in the door, and it gets it out of your hand and you can get in and all that good stuff. Okay, so this kind of takes 2 hands, so I'm going to use the camera here to help. Okay, so there is your storage area under the seat. Have a little bit on the side there as well. So in case you need to throw some stuff under the seat, you can do that. Let's take a look under the hood. at that 3.6 liter V6 paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Okay, so to open the hood, you just walk up, and right there where the Chevrolet symbol is, you put your hand in, and there's a lever a little bit to the left, and you move it to your right. See it right there? You just reach in and go like that. Okay, so, and also once you get it up a few inches, it goes up all the way by itself, which is awesome. And you've got your bow tie there. 3.6 liter V6 VVT with direct injection. Yes, I guess that's how it's able to achieve 305 horsepower with 269 pound-feet of torque. Wish they didn't have a plastic cover, because I'd like to see the engine a little bit more, but whatever. Could see a little bit in there. Smooth, quiet engine. It's amazing vehicles nowadays, how long they last and how, you know, they're just this amazing quality nowadays, 2015. Okay, so, and somebody's gonna watch this in the future and be like, dude, 2015, that was ancient. Okay, so let's get behind the wheel and check out all the features there. All right, so now we are on the inside of the truck. 2015 Chevy Colorado, and this one has a pretty good amount of features. So one of those features is the premium Bose sound system, which we'll check that out in a few minutes. So let's go ahead and start over here on the driver's door. One thing I want to mention, plenty of leg room, okay? Plenty of knee room. I like literally stick my feet straight out, and very comfortable seating position. It's not like some smaller trucks where you're like sitting on the floor. You actually have a pretty decent, you know, comfortable seating position, and I'm about 6 feet tall, so just to give you an idea. Okay, so looking over here on the driver's door, we have your child safety locks, so you can just push that button. It keeps the back doors from being open from the inside. And then you have your windows. You can lock those to where nobody can roll up and down the windows. If you have kids in the back, you don't want them playing around with the windows, you can lock those out as well. So here's all your window controls, and the front are automatic, so you just push one button, it goes down, pull it up one time, it goes up automatically. Alright, so your side mirrors are controlled with these buttons here, and you just pick a side, left or right, and then you can adjust it with this little pad, and you just put it in that center position to avoid messing up your side mirrors once you got them set. Door lock controls are here, and then you got a chrome handle. So here is your headlights. It is an automatic feature. You can turn them off, you can go to automatic, you can go to parking lights, and then your headlights, and then your fog lights, you could push your button there in the center to turn those on. And interior the gauges, there's the dimmer switch for those, so you can adjust the brightness. So the steering wheel is a black, leather wrapped and stitched, really premium quality feeling steering wheel with the little bolsters here. Comfortable. I mean, it has just a really good feel to it. The thickness is perfect, and the way the contours are on the steering wheel, it's like fits your hand like a glove here. So you have some controls there. So on the left side is your cruise control, and you can turn it on there, off there, and you can set it with this button, change through your speed with these buttons here. So you can always cancel it or turn it off with that button. And then, so on this side, it's a little bit different. This is kind of like for two things. The first thing is for your radio. So you have your volume. So you have a up and down on your volume, and then you can change through your presets on your radio here, or depends on what feature you're in. So like if you are playing music off of an iPod or something like that, you can cycle through the tracks right there. So this has a Bluetooth feature to where you can actually pair your cell phone and make and receive calls with your cell phone, you know, just by voice recognition. So if you're driving along and somebody calls you, you can push this button to answer the phone. If you want to hang up, you push that. Now if you want to make a call, you push that button and say, you know, call Lee Forest, or whoever happens to be in your phone book on your phone. So if Lee Forest is in your phone book, it'll recognize that you said Lee Forest using the microphone up here, and it will call them. And then you can start talking, and this whole time your hands are on the wheel and your eyes are on the road. Very, very useful feature. It's a safety feature, and it keeps you productive while you're driving, which is pretty awesome. Very awesome to me. Okay, so right here is your windshield wiper controls and washer, and then here we have your turn signal. Okay, but also there's some buttons. There's a menu button and this little scroll thing right here. They correspond with this center screen right here. So you have your RPMs on that side, your speedometer there on the right. It goes up to 140, by the way. You have a nice soft green backlight, and hopefully you can see that in the camera. Fuel gauge has a little pump with a little arrow pointing to the side, which your door is on, fuel door. And then your temperature is up here for your engine. So this little screen here has a digital compass. You're facing west. Odometer, you have right now it's in the digital speedometer part. So I'm going to use these buttons here. First of all, the menu cycles through different main menus like folders there at the top, and then you can scroll. You see it has a little scroll bar there to the right like a computer. I'm going to scroll down, see what other information we got. We got trip information down here, and your fuel range, average vehicle speed, a timer, which is pretty cool, and then a blank screen, and it scrolls back to your speedometer. So pushing the menu button will cycle to the next tab. Now we're in the vehicle tab. Let's scroll through there right now, saying that showing us the remaining oil life. Scroll down, oil pressure, which is cool, tire pressure in each tire, battery voltage, engine hours, transmission fluid temperature, and you have the units. You can change those to, like kilometers per hour, stuff like that. Remaining oil, and then it scrolls back there. Alright, so pushing the menu button, we go to eco mode, and so here we got the fuel economy, we have an average, and we have a little bar there will go up and down depending on what you're getting. So it's going to give you a real-time fuel economy information there. And then you can go back to speed there. I mean, yeah, the trip menu there, and then you have speed. So, and that would be my default screen there, is the digital speedometer. And all that stuff, you don't actually have to go through it all the time. It just gives you the ability to get that information if you need it. Like the tire pressure, or oil, time to change your oil, or if there's anything out of spec, it will just pop up and tell you. You don't have to like constantly check it all the time. Okay, so we have the premium Bose sound system with some speakers up there front and center, give you some awesome sound. And okay, so we have this touch screen, very colorful. Let me turn the fan down so it doesn't interfere too much with the camera. Okay, so right now we are in this home screen. You can see this button right here, the little home button, and this kind of gives you your main icons, the different places you can go. First place that everybody would, like to go is their radio. So we can, there's satellite radio, and you can change the, the source with this button here in the center. SRC, that's your source. So you could change from satellite radio, AM, FM, and then back to satellite radio. Alright, so let's go back to this home button. Go to the phone. Once you pair your phone, you have access to your contacts, recent calls, actual keypad, so you can dial a number, and you can access your voicemail and stuff like that. Navigation. This right now is showing night mode because I have the sensor covered up with this this shade, but give you an idea. I mean, night mode is basically everything turns black except for the roads, which is pretty cool. So you can it doesn't really, the real bright light doesn't distract you. I'm getting a little bit of a glare on the camera reflection. It's not really that, I mean, it's very easy to see with my eyes, so I guess the camera is just picking up a little bit, maybe the angle or something, I'm not sure. So don't let that fool you, it really is easy to see. Okay, so let's go back here. This is the map, by the way, the navigation map, and we can zoom out just so we can get our bearings. And let's keep on zooming until we see the ocean. See, like Judd Kuhn is very close to the ocean, North Myrtle Beach. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so let's go to home. You can go into settings and change all kinds of stuff. Your language, you can have there's a valet mode where you can you know, keep it from going over, you know, certain speed and stuff like that, and you can access that with a code, which is pretty cool. Alright, so let's go back home. Pandora is pretty neat. That's like an internet radio station, which you can use through your Bluetooth phone if you want. Weather is pretty cool. I like the weather. It gives you a weather map. See all these storms bearing down on me? And then you've got the little pictures there with the clouds. And what's really cool is when there's a thunderstorm, it has like little animations and stuff with lightning. It's pretty neat. So let's go to a 5-day. Maybe you can see that. Yeah, there we go. You see a little lightning and stuff on there. Okay, so this is really awesome. It's like a computer basically in your vehicle. And then you can do some voice to text, stuff like that. You receive text, and then you can actually send text by, you know, they're speaking out of certain commands, or you know, picking a, you know, preset response. OnStar information is there, and it's also available up here, which I'll show you in a second. So down here is turn your volume, tune through the stations, similar to what's on your steering wheel, and your you know, you can adjust your tone. And this is the back button where it goes back out of certain screens. Media, this is the ability to play through, like, say, your cell phone, your Bluetooth device wirelessly, USB port, auxiliary input, all kinds of different ways of playing music through the sound system with the media button there. Okay, so down here is your climate control, fan speed, temperature, where you want the air to blow. You got your front and rear defrosters there, then your air conditioning, and your recirculate the air. So down here is your 4-way flashers. Traction control, you can turn that off if you want to. It's always on unless you turn it off. The cargo light, this is a light that's in the back, right on top of the cab, facing the bed of the truck. It illuminates the whole bed at night. It's really awesome. And then you have a trailer tow mode. So when you're towing a trailer with an automatic transmission, the transmission would like to know that it's got some extra weight to handle, so it can shift appropriately. So you can turn that on. You pretty much need to turn that on when you're pulling heavy trailers, especially. Okay, so you got a little itty bitty pocket there, and power supply there to the right, 12 volts, and then you have a USB and a auxiliary input there. Nice big pocket there in the center. Cup holders, and they're, you know, open in the middle, so you can put your cell phone or whatever there. And so here's your shifter. Let's go ahead and put it in reverse so we can check out the backup camera. Backup camera is very clear, crisp, has a good resolution, and the colors look fantastic. So that way you don't hit something or whatever. And it's a little bit distorted, so it has those guidelines to kind of help you out. Definitely want to stay out of the red zone. So we've got reverse, neutral, there's drive, there's a normal drive position, which will cycle through all 6 gear ratios automatically for you. And then manual mode is here, and that way you can use this plus and minus on the side of the shifter to cycle through the gears. And you can tell what gear you're in by right here. You see it says M. So like normally, I'm just going to put it in drive so you can see it has a D and then a neutral for N for neutral. But when we're in manual mode, it goes there, and as you cycle through the gears, it'll tell you what gear you're in. I don't think it's actually going to let you start off at 6th gear, but it does give you the ability to have some kind of control over your gear ratio. And that's handy for, you know, downshifting, down hills and stuff like that. Or just, you know, having control over your gear ratio, whatever you needed to do. Okay, so you got a pocket there, pretty decent place to put a cell phone actually. So your center armrest is here, and this lifts up, revealing a pretty good size storage area. This is kind of like the junk drawer of the vehicle, and there's a USB port in there as well. And you notice it has these little places here and here for wires to go in and out. So you can plug in your cell phone, charge it, the wire goes through this little place here, and then you can have your cell phone on the outside of the compartment. That way you can slam this down, and it doesn't pinch your cord and mess them up, because sometimes those cords are very expensive. Okay, so up here is your rear view mirror, and it has a manual adjustments for the day and night mode. You do have these buttons here to push. This is for just regular customer service type information. And OnStar, you push that button like you're literally talking to an operator in just a few seconds. They help you out with all kinds of different things. Then you have an emergency button there. That's for, you know, the real deal there. So you don't want to play around with that. Okay, so up here, let me just show you. We have your quick tap light for each side, and then you can turn all the interior lights on with that button. You put it in the center position here for if you want the door to open and open up turn on the interior lights like so. If you don't want that to happen, you just turn it off there, and so even if the door's open, the interior lights will not turn on. Place to put your shades are up here, and it has like I don't know if I could really show you, but it has like a soft liner in there to protect your sunglasses. There's the visors. They have lights and mirrors. Same thing on that side. There's the microphone like I showed you before. So let's take a look at the visibility in the back. See if I can get you just the right angle here. Not too bad. You can see pretty good, even with the headrest up and, you know, kind of in the way. You can see pretty good. And then you have the large back glass back there on the window, on the doors. You can see there pretty good. All right, there you have it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. If maybe you've driven one, if you're thinking about driving one, if you're thinking about buying one, or you're thinking about anything, any questions, clarifications, comments, criticisms, jokes, anything like that, leave it in the comment section. And I appreciate you watching, and I thank you to Judd Kuhn Chevrolet for allowing me to show off an awesome vehicle. And just want to mention, before you buy a vehicle, click the link in the description. This is a very important service. I'm really excited about it. There's a guy named Brent, and he does one-to-one personal, kind of like a buyer agency in a way, to where he helps you negotiate with the dealerships remotely. So you don't even have to go to the dealership. If you find a vehicle, or even if you want him to find a vehicle for you, he could do that. But he negotiates the price. He negotiates the price of the vehicle, the interest rate, any insurance, any kind of warranties, any kind of service contracts, anything like that. He negotiates everything for you, saves you thousands of dollars, and it's just an amazing service. There needs to be more people like Brent out there. But mycarguru.net, I've got the link in the description. I know it's a little bit of a sales pitch, but definitely a service that I stand behind. I think it's really gonna be something that you will be super glad that you took advantage of. So check it out, link in the description, mycarguru.net, and I'll see you next time.